Listen up. Nah, first thing first, when the people who do follow me, y'all gonna be like, well, damn, where this nigga been? Say it just like this. I'm gonna go ahead and just go into a quick run through. Happy Halloween, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and I would say Happy Martin Luther King Day as well. I have been mission in action for so long. I've been dealing with a couple of life decisions, trying to figure out where I want to take this thing. But I thought today had been a good day. I'm off. I'm chilling, thinking about some things in the sports world right now. So welcome back to the Third Down Show. I'm your host, T. Wayne the Don. It's good to be alive, especially to those who had crossed over to a brand new year. I'm beyond blessed to still have my family and friends with me in this journey of life and all that other good jazz. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I think obviously we could easily say what's on the table right now in the sports world. You could talk about the New Orleans Saints and the Rams. We will discuss them today. Also in the AFC side with the Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. And we also will get on to the other side, maybe discuss one topic I want to talk about is about guys who played in championship games in college and moments like this where they show up in the Final Four in the NFL. I want to talk a little bit about that. But I think where I'm going to start today for sure is I'm going to start with the transfer job that went down on yesterday. Jalen Hurts has officially decided to transfer to Oklahoma. I think it's a very unique decision, for the fact of the matter is that Jalen Hurts is now going to a place where the last two Heisman Trophy winners had come from at the quarterback position. So let's go on. Let's just start with that. And like I said, I'm sorry for being away for so long. This might be a lengthy show today, just to sit down and talk with some of you guys. I miss you guys. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. So, Hurts gone. Leave Alabama. He's officially a Sooner. And to be honest with you, and just to be quite frank, I think it's the best decision for Hurts to. I think he should have left last year. Maybe he sat down, he looked at his options, and maybe some of the schools where he wanted to go wasn't the best place for him. To be quite honest with you, I kind of thought, now I know you can't transfer in the SEC like that anymore, so you can't really do that. But smart move by the young man. You go play at Oklahoma, a team that's a part of a winning culture, who's trying to build something. You got to realize the last 2 years, this team has had the Heisman Trophy winner and found themselves in the Final Four in college football. So if Oklahoma just had a defense to slow down Alabama, maybe we could have had Oklahoma and Clemson in the finals. To be honest with you, I've said this before, I would love to see Clemson and Georgia in the finals next year. I would love to see Oklahoma and Clemson in the finals, to be honest with you. I would love to see, I want to see if Notre Dame can bounce back from a bad loss. I love to see Notre Dame back in the mix. To me, and here's the problem with this right now. I can only think about 5 teams that's really creeping and crawling in the mix to really have a true chance at the national titles. Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, and you can say, maybe, I said Clemson, so, Notre Dame, possibly, and Oklahoma, and maybe, to me, it's going to sell early, is how great Texas is going to be next year. Because if Texas knock off LSU week 2 early, Texas is going to put themselves in the mix. So that, that Red River rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas is going to be real meaningful, I think, next year, more than what you think. Granted, they played each other twice this year. Let's think about something, guys. So Jalen Hurts goes to Oklahoma. I'm not an Alabama guy. I hate them. Hate them. They beat us up every year at LSU. They beat us up all the time. But Jalen Hurts is a guy who you want to pull for. And I think him going to Oklahoma is a major step, man, in college football. Like, Oklahoma still stay relevant. This guy is 26-2 as a starter. You feel me? At the end of the day, when you look at his resume, he did defeat Clemson last season. He won SEC titles. He won one for himself as a starter, and he came in as a reliever and won the SEC title last year. This past year. Now granted, I think Tua Tagovailoa gives you the best chance to win, and I'm not saying this. I think offensively, I think that Alabama's going to get back to some of their roots. I don't think they're going to be as spread and trying to blow people out as much because you see it kind of ran out of gas when they played Clemson this past year. But being more physical at the line, getting more under center, handing the ball off, getting more traditional with the modern style of more multiple style offense next year. I think more, to be honest with you, they can put in more play action off the run. They can look something similar because they always get big backs at tailback. They can play something similar how the Rams play their offense in the NFL, quick and just it makes sense. That team's gonna be hard to stop. It's gonna be hard to stop. Like to be honest with you, if you take the run away from them, we have seen that Tua Tagovailoa can handle the pass on his own, and he gonna make plays on his own. So really, but if you give Tua Tagovailoa truly the options when you think about over the years with Derrick Henry, you think about the people with Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy, them type of tailback guys, in which I'm not saying that them guys in the backfield are not, but to me, the lack of since Derrick Henry left, you really don't get that many bell horses coming in the NFL really come Alabama making big names. You get what I'm saying? And I know Trent Richardson was a bust. I get that. That didn't work. But you think of, and I know Eddie Lacy had stints of good years in the NFL, but it wasn't the best. So really, truly, the only two people that's in the NFL that's really doing it consistently is Mark Ingram and Derrick Henry from Alabama at the tailback position. Can't say Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara went to Tennessee. He was an Alabama guy, but he is a Tennessee guy at heart because that's where he finished at. So here's my thing. Get that offense to be more modernized. Something quick comes up. We're going to see Alabama back right where they were. Because before, I know I keep jumping subjects, but give me 1 second. A friend of mine on Twitter said, is Alabama reign is over from the national championship game? And that is a hell no. For the fact of the matter is that if you realize something, I know every loss, a loss like that can stand upon you for a long time. Let's look at some losses over recent history that's been kind of impacted franchises. The Atlanta Falcons, after losing to the Patriots after having a 28-3 lead, they get to the playoffs last year. They're losing the division round to the Eagles. This year, they just had a complete meltdown. And now that their head coach, if you ask me, Dan Quinn, is now sitting on the hot seat. He fired Steve Sarkisian. He fired, I think, a special teams coach. So now I think he knows the pressure is on him to get this team back in the right spot, or he might be out the door. You feel what I'm saying? Look at the Golden State Warriors. Up 3-1, they lost the lead. Guess what they go do? They go out, they get Kevin Durant. They fix the problem. They bounce back from a loss. You feel what I'm saying? Look at the Indians. Indians was up 3-1. Indians was clear. They should have won the World Series. The Cubs came back, won the whole thing. Indians been in the playoffs, but haven't been as far as they have been over the years. They haven't been back to the World Series since. Losses like that can either make you come back stronger, or they could just destroy with the momentum you have. And I'm pretty sure Nick Saban is going to figure out how to get this team going back in the right direction where he wanted to go to continue to dominate the SEC and put his team in early January to compete for a world championship. That's what it's all about. So Jalen Hurts dipped. So now what this mean for Jalen Hurts? I think for him, this spring and this summer has to be on point. Like, completely on point. Like, he got to have a great spring. He got to have a great summer. He got to become a better leader. Because let's think about it. The boy, I think if he could show that he has a great passing ability, because his numbers for the last 2 years when he was a starter, in 2016 he had 2,780 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. And in 2017 he had 2,081 yards, 17 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's just been managing the game well. That's it. That's all he does well. He managed the game well. This year he had 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This year, he only threw for 765 yards. He came in, he had a great game to finish the SEC championship game. Kind of felt good for him, the young man, So now you go to Oklahoma. What things he got to do to be successful at Oklahoma? Number one, you got to defeat Texas. Number two, get to the Big 12 championship game. And number three, have a chance. Because to me, he don't have to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. Now, if he really progresses and trusts the process with Lincoln Riley, we never know what he can be going forward. But I say it like this. If you could just defeat Texas, put yourself back in the Big 12 championship game and give your team a chance, you have really revived your college career. And just to say you got put to the bench, you're 26-2 as a starter, and now you redoing your career. Hell, you might have a chance if you look like a better progressive passer, know how to read coverages. You might have a chance to have a shot at the NFL at the quarterback position. Are you first round talent? No, but you know what? I can't call that. He might have a hell of a season next year where it's just like, wow, it's just throwing off the chart. But a lot of people are gonna look at that as the system at the whole time. The system make you throw a lot of balls like that. The system make you do this. The system make you do that. Make you wonder a little bit, right? But I'm interested. I'm glad he found him a home, and I think this young man is gonna be a great football player wherever he goes. Going, especially with Oklahoma and he's. I mean, granted, he led his team to SEC championship game. He brought them to the. He brought him to the national championship game. He struggled, but he still brought him there. This young man got a lot of talent. I think he's in the system that's going to really help him develop to be a better passer and understand the game more as the quarterback position. Because let's just face the facts of the matter is, guys, who in the first round really going after Alabama first? Who going after Alabama talent in the first round on the offensive side, like truly at skill positions? Especially when you look at the quarterback position. They haven't been one quarterback that was taken in the first round under Nick Saban. And the only guy I can really think of that's a Saban guy that was taken in the first round since, even before he left LSU would be Jamarcus Russell with the first pick. That was a Saban guy. Other than that, I mean, A.J. McCarron, how great he wasn't a first round pick. I mean, sad to see. You look like Greg McElroy. He never made it in the NFL. He had great talent around him. To me, it's all about the talent perspective. And, to me, what always carried that team has been the receiver position and the running back position. I know Calvin Ridley went in the first round to the Falcons this past year. Great pick. Really great pick. But more of the defensive side of the ball is where a lot of first-round talent do come from for Alabama. Like Mika Fitzpatrick and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, good luck to the young man. I hope everything worked well for him. I hope he get what he wants over there at Oklahoma. I really do. I pray to God he gets exactly what he wants over there at OU. So let's move on. Now, normally, this is my studs and duds section. I haven't done that in a while. But let's talk about last weekend when it come down to the divisional rounds last week. I was highly disappointed with the LA Chargers losing the way that they did, 41-28. I thought that this was going to be the year where Philip was going to finally get past the enemy that always been knocking them down in Tom Brady, but they just wasn't prepared as we thought they were, and they are officially eliminated. But how much longer, here's the question, how much longer Philip Rivers really got to keep making these runs with the Chargers before he really starts saying, I can't do it anymore? The Colts lost this past weekend 31-13 to the Kansas City Chiefs. I kind of saw that coming. It was cold, man. I didn't expect them to do well in that cold at all. The Cowboys went down to the LA Rams, 28-22, I believe. Listen, I think Dallas wasn't prepared to see what they got from the Rams. I mean, all game long, I just think Dallas was getting pushed in the mouth. And then the Saints wound up beating the Philadelphia Eagles 20-14 on last Sunday. So now that the conference championship game is set, going forward, both winners will go on to the Super Bowl. Let's talk about that. Now, this weekend, you got the up first, and we're going to get into details about it. Up first will be the Saints and the Rams. Saints are a 3.5-point favorite officially on Sunday. And also, you got the New England Patriots. I want to say Kansas City is a 3-point favorite over the Patriots. this weekend. So let's go ahead on. I'm gonna go ahead and start